So hey guys, today we're looking at uh, Arcana Knights or whatever this archetype is called. I'm not really sure. Card Knights or something. Well, whatever these guys are. Uh, we're looking at them. So notably, there are some key takeaways. So we have King's Knight effect. So King's Knight is not hard once return. So as long as you control Queen's Knight, if you normal summon King's Knight multiple times, you can summon multiple Jack's Knights from your deck. So like with Joker Straight, notably, this allows you to discard any one card, special summon a Queen's Knight, and then add King's Knight to your hand, and then you can immediately normal summon King's Knight. So this doesn't actually take up your normal summon. So then you can special summon Jack's Knight with King Knight effect, assuming you have another King's Knight in your hand, you normal summon that. You control Queen's Knight, so you can summon Jack's Knight, and you would have 5 monsters like that to play around with, do whatever, right? Although you are Light Warrior locked, which kind of just sucks ass. As far as I can tell, there is probably no good options for Light Warriors. You are specifically Light Warrior locked in the extra deck. So if you were to Isolde, which you can still make because it is a Light Warrior, you can then still special summon like Renaud from your deck, for example, which is pretty interesting. But aside from that, let's see. What are good Light Warrior monsters in the extra deck? So let's just look at everything. So Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, and I guess Link. So this is everything. Let's see if any of these are accessible. So Ninja Grandmaster Saizo, interestingly enough, is possible to make, but like possible in the sense that like it's a Light Warrior monster. It requires 2 Ninja monsters, so that's the part that makes it not likely. And then we have Road Warrior, which you can't make because you need a Road Synchron. And then there is Sacred Noble Knights, which require Noble Knights, so these aren't generic actually, so you can't make these. Same with this. Then One-Eyed Skill Gainer. Is this just a forever effect? That's really weird, but okay. And after looking at these, I can say in conclusion, um, the only thing you can probably do with these is maybe well, one of like few things. So you could do Exosister stuff, which is pointless because you already have Martha and Pax. I don't see why you would necessarily need Joker Straight, but you know what? If you enjoy running all these garnets, go for it, I guess. So it seems mostly like these guys are just power creeped, like insanely hard. Aside from like Exosister, there's like Utopia. Aside from that, I don't think there's any Light Warriors that you can really go into. So different types, same attribute. So you cannot make Curious because all your guys will probably be Warriors. Yep. So if we look at the extra deck because of the lock, uh, not a whole lot you can make. I don't think any of these are actually pieces of interaction, unless you were to go into either Utopia or Exosister. It lets you have like just everything. Basically, there are no good Light Warrior monsters in the extra deck that I can tell that you can go into actually. You can at least go into potentially Utopic Draco Future if you try hard enough. Potentially, right? Level 4, level 4. That would still be rough actually to do, potentially. Because you need to go into some like rank. Well, actually, no. It's just any rank 4 actually, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. In an ideal world, it would be a rank 4 that did something. So actually, it would be dumb, but I guess you could use Exosisters because I don't think there are any better rank 4s to make that are Light Warriors. But yeah. The only thing unique that this deck really has is specifically like Thunderspeed Summon and Joker's Wild, which can copy Thunderspeed Summon, I'm pretty sure, right? this has to send a spell. Okay, so you can do that, and then this can get you Slifer. So this not only searches Slifer, it sets up its summoning condition, and this will be a normal summon, which is pretty interesting. Aside from that exactly, though, you really don't have much else. And also, isn't the timing on this bad? Because your opponent gets priority, so if they were to normal summon, uh, you don't have Slifer on the field immediately if the first thing your opponent does is normal summon. Like, uh, also worth mentioning is Slifer, if its attack has been reduced to 0, as a result destroy it. Well, this is not the case if your opponent's monster already had 0 attack to begin with. But anyways, let's say I start off my turn by doing like normal summon Poplar. So the only thing you have going for you here is since Snake Eyes needs to link and make link monsters have to be in attack position essentially. So Slifer, they can't really play around Slifer with their link monsters, but already that Poplar, your opponent just keeps that Poplar. And after they normal summon Poplar is immediately when you can Thunder Speed summon out Slifer. So a bit awkward and feels a bit late to do this, but I guess the good part about this is if you were to actually Thunder Speed summon before your opponent I guess plays. So you simply open Thunder Speed summon and you control like King's Knight, Jack's Knight, and Queen's Knight. You can summon Slifer on your turn for this, but with Joker's Wild, the issues like should be pretty noticeable. So yeah, pretty awkward, I guess. And I really don't think they're good targets to go into for light warrior monsters. So it's just you can go into Utopia or Exosister, but there are different like engines and stuff that are just better. So there's no real point in going into this. And let's see, we've also been asked to look into Spellbook and Silent / level archetype. So I mean, while we're here, let's do that as well. So these guys are just power creeped, and there are a lot of cards that can do what they do, but either better or like the same, but you don't get locked, right? Like with Joker Straight locking you, that's just pretty bad. And it doesn't help that these guys are all like super hard garnets, right? So like for example with Snake Eyes, uh, so modern day engine, right? Uh, all of the combo pieces are also starters and extenders, so they are not bricks. These are all bricks. Like realistically, you never want to see Jack's Knight, but you do need to run multiple Jack's Knight for this. So this had more of a payoff. This might be worth playing, but right now, like as it is, I don't see this as being super worth playing. Like maybe for fun, but that's about it. And I guess it's worth mentioning like Joker's Knight and Imperial Bower. So with Imperial Bower, this requires you to control no other monsters, so that kind of sucks already. Tribute this card, take 2 different monsters from your deck among Queen's Knight, King's Knight, and or Jack's Knight, and either add to your hand or special summon each monster. So this doesn't trigger King's Knight, so that's bad. All this does is it allows you to make a Soul Day. I don't really see anything else this really allows for. And this will probably require your normal summon because it doesn't special summon itself. So yeah, it doesn't get you to a whole lot of places. Joker's Knight. You instead 1 Queen's Knight, King's Knight, or Jack's Knight from your deck to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, the card's name becomes the same monster's name until the end phase. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 other Light Warrior monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. If you do, add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Joker's Knight once per turn. So this is just pretty solid. It can copy like Queen's Knight or King's Knight, and then that'll allow you to just special summon Jack's Knight from your deck. That's mostly what this deck will do, I guess. And I don't think there's actually a good rank 5 to make, assuming you do this. Like, I've looked at all the rank 5s, and like, honestly, they're not that good. So the most interesting thing you could make is probably like Artifact Durandal, and not much else. I guess like Twin Query is like an option, kind of, right? Maybe. Probably not that great, but Options are options, I guess. And yeah, even if you want to turbo out Isolde, this is not the way to do it. There are a lot of better cards that are Fire Warrior. Fire Warrior notably just like gaps Light Warrior super hard, and in fact Dark Warrior as well. Is there Wind Warrior? Well, might as well check. Wind Warrior. Honestly, I think Wind Warrior is probably like decent, just simply because Stratos is a wind. So let's put it this way: 3 Stratos and then 3 hero lives. Yeah, that's probably gonna do quite a lot for Wind Warriors. But I mean, I don't think that they have much else going for them, right? Yeah. So Light Warriors are probably marginally better than Wind Warriors unless they have crazy extra deck monsters or something. Uh, Water Warriors also I don't think like really exist. So, well, I mean, I guess there's like Rhinoheart, but I don't really see that really helping with that strategy that much. But yeah, aside from like the funny Slifer play, I don't see this deck being able to do that much that um a different deck can't just do better. So, yeah. Alright, let's go look at Silent. From what I remember, Silent is just really bad. So Silent and level, pretty awful. So I guess Silent Swordsman level 7 has a decent effect. Negate all spell effects on the field. This goes, this is both players, so that is a little rough, but whatever. Must be special summoned by Silent Swordsman level 5 effect, or the cheat effect, from what I remember. So Silent Swordsman, you can special summon one Silent Swordsman monster from your hand or deck, except Silent Swordsman, ignoring its summoning conditions. This has to be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, so it cannot be your own. So you can't really cheat it with that, and anyways, this cannot be normal, or cannot be normal, so you can add this with Chaos Base, I guess. So, that's cool, I guess. Silent Magician. Once per turn, when a spell card is activated, negate the activation, so I believe this also has that effect, right? Negate activation. So, negate activation, does it destroy, though? I guess it doesn't matter if it destroys or not, because even if you activate Skill Drain, like, or an effect like that, like, I guess, better example, Dimensional Fissure. If you negate the activation, it just gets sent to the graveyard immediately, so, alright, that should be fine. And then this just summons a Silent Magician level 8. This one... Silent Swordsman... Where is it? Oh, unaffected by your opponent's spell effects. So this effect is different from Silent Swordsman. And then we have, where is it actually? Special summon a Silent Swordsman level 7. This is Silent Swordsman level 3. So, okay. And then Silent Swordsman, you have to attribute a warrior monster. So Silent Swordsman is probably the way to go if you were trying to play with Silent Swords and type stuff, whatever. So Silent Swordsman level 3 requires you to play 5 and 7, whereas with Silent Swordsman you only need to play level 7. So in that sense seems pretty good, I guess. And Silent Paladin is just not that useful, right? When a spell card is activated that targets one monster you control and no other cards. Literally, what card even does this? No idea. Like a runic card or something? Alright, buddy. Sure. So, Silent Swordsman level 7. Can we get this out? We can with Level Up. I know. But Level Up doesn't work on Silent Swordsman, so that's awkward. Level Modulation, your opponent draws 2 cards, special summon 1 level monster from your graveyard and ignoring the summoning conditions. So this seems like just about the only way to summon Silent Swordsman level 7 on the first turn. Level down, select one face-up level monster on the field. To activate this card, return the selected card to its owner's deck. Special summon 1 monster from the owner's graveyard to the side of the field with the same name but lower level. Ignoring the summoning conditions. Not that useful. Silent Sword Slash. Target one silent swordsman monster you control. That monster you control gains 1,500 attack defense, and it's not affected by your opponent's card effects. So this is like somewhat decent, you know, in general. And this has this effect: you banish this card from your graveyard, add one silent swordsman monster from your deck to your hand. So that is fine, but I don't think there's a reasonable way to trigger like Silent Swordsman to like pop itself without going into like borderline FTK territory. So yeah, that's awkward. And there's no like super good way to get out Silent Swordsman level 7, and I assume that is the case for every single silent monster. So all of the monsters are going to probably be much too slow, and the card effects are pretty lackluster. I'm pretty sure, right? For the most part. But if we look at just like Silent Swordsman by itself, just a spell negate is not that bad, right? But let's see. Cannot be normal summon set. Must be special summon from your hand by attributing one warrior monster. What does Isolde say? Add one cannot normal summon slash set or special summon monsters with that name nor activate their monster effect. So can't add Silent Swordsman off of that. What a shame. And where does this summon from exactly, actually? Hand or deck only. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Special summon a warrior monster from your deck whose level equals the number of cards sent to the graveyard. So how exactly would we get Silent Swordsman to the hand? I think there are probably ways. I won't think too hard about it, but if you just get this to your hand, this is at least a spell negate, but now there is no reason to play this because they released Charles, so new Charles. Soft once per turn. And it also just copies this Charles. So um I think it was like effective museum, so it's like you have Charles, you link off Charles, Charles effect, equip Charles, special summon Charles again. And then you do that, and these guys will have equip spells on them because they do. And because of that, yeah, these guys have spell trap negates. So not only do these negates also affects well, these also work on traps. Uh, Not only that, but you also get the Charles effect, and on top of getting Charles effect, you will also be able to well, have some form of protection. These guys are bigger. These guys are in your extra deck, so you don't have to search them. So there's just a bajillion different reasons why I guess Silent Swordsman is kind of just worse. And the more you look at Fire Warriors, the worse Light Warriors look to me, right? So they just seem purely inferior until we get like some insane Light Warrior support or archetypes or something like that, right? So until that point, they're just going to be pretty mid. So yeah, don't really see a usage for these. And the silent guys, they seem incredibly slow. I don't see how you would get like your silent guys out. Well, let me think. Is there a way to do this? It would be goofy, but I guess you could pen them, maybe. So, well, don't think too hard about that, but maybe there's like some pen combo you can mess around with that actually can special summon some of these guys. But will they accomplish much? No, not really. As far as I can tell, the silent stuff and the level stuff just don't really help, right? If I search level, it's not going to show up, right? What about LVL? Nope. Silent Swordsman, level 7. That was the show. Okay, what about level down? This should show everything. So from what I recall, all of these cards suck. Except maybe this one. Let's see. Once returned during your standby phase, you can send this card to the graveyard, switch to summon one. Dark Mimic level 3 from your hand or deck. This is only during your standby phase. So I don't see how you would summon this fast enough to trigger this, but if you destroy this, that's it. Okay. This doesn't get you that far. Yeah, not great. There's Armed Dragon. I think out of all of the level stuff, I think Armed Dragon is the only one that actually has support. So this is by default like the best one, the Armed Dragon stuff. And I mean, you have options with this. So with how modern Yu-Gi-Oh works, considering your normal summon effects aren't that strong, and the special summon effects, well, you can't special summon like any of these guys realistically, right? And there are no ways to do any searching or anything like that. This just seems like paper bad. So yeah, not much you can do with these guys. If we look at Spellbook next, which I was also asked to look at. Okay, so why does this show up? Well, whatever. So Spellbook is pretty decent because you can draw cards, and this is just generic with spellcasters in general. So if you want to play this with like, for example, technically like a dark magician or something like that, that'd be fine and completely just works, right? I mean, there is a little bit of anti-synergy, I think, somewhere in there, but yeah, overall works fine. So I'm not 100% sure what Spellbook does, honestly. I vaguely remember that all these cards do different things. So let's see, change one monster on the field to face down defense position or face up attack position. So this can be used on your own monsters, interesting. Return one set spell trap on the field to the hand. Okay, that's not that useful. Bash one card your opponent controls. That one's a bit useful, that's just removal. And notably, this isn't even targeting, okay. And then Spellbook of Judgment, which is just essentially just Jowgen Turbo. And since this special summons during like the end phase, right? What else would you summon aside from like Jowgen realistically? Like, come on. I don't think there's like anything better than Jowgen to summon in the end phase, right? Well, Prophecy, High Priestess, Prophecy. Well, actually, now that I think about this, Diabellstar is a spellcaster, so there might be some funky things you can do with this. But yeah. Spellbook of Secrets, and then there should be a spellbook that allows you to draw cards. Just normally draw cards, I guess. Isn't there? Spellbook of Fate. No. Spellbook of Wisdom. The face-up monster. So it makes one of your spellcasters unaffected by spells or traps. Spellbook Organization, not that useful. Star Hall. This card was spellcast is destroyed and sent to the period. Add one spellcaster. Its level is less than or equal to the number of spellcasters that were on this card. So this can give your spellcasters a bajillion attack, I guess. So it doesn't look that useful. Destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Unless you can do that, I don't see why that would be good. Okay. In your standby phase, useless. You can place one spellbook spell card from your graveyard. Wait, what? If you have a... Oh, that's still the same effect. Okay. When this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a spellcaster type monster from your hand or deck whose level is less than or equal to the number of spellbook spell cards on in your graveyard. It doesn't seem that useful. Spellbook of Life, banish a spellcaster, monster from your graveyard, reveal one other spell card in your hand. Target one spellcaster type monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target in face-up attack position and equip it with this card. So spellcaster only. Okay. The equipped monster's level is increased by the level of the monster that was banished for this card's activation. Not sure where that is relevant. Oh, here we go. Spellbook of Knowledge. Send to the graveyard either one spellcaster monster you control or one other spellbook card from your hand or face the field, except Spellbook of Knowledge, and if you do, draw 2 cards. Card once per turn. Okay. So I don't really see what this does, aside from, like, Jowgen. But whatever. 2 spellcaster monsters. If this card is linked someone, reveal 3 spellbook cards with different names from your deck, and your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand. Also shuffle the rest of your deck. You can only use this effect probably the first Prophecy once per turn. Each turn, 1 level 5 or higher spellcaster monster you normal summon can be summoned without tributing. Not sure where this is relevant, honestly, but okay. Amor's the Prophecy. Once per turn, you reveal one spell card in your hand. Special summon a level 4 or lower spellcaster type monster from your hand. Okay. Yes. Temperance of Prophecy. During your main phase, if you have activated a spellbook spell card previously this turn, you tribute this card's special summon a level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster type monster from your deck. This summons Diabellstar. Oh, the synergy is real, huh? You cannot special summon another level 5 or higher monster during the turn you activate this effect. Do you have to special summon Flamberg? I mean, you can just send it, so. It works. Hermit of Prophecy. Justice of Prophecy. Smash this card. From the field, add both 1 level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster type monster and 1 spellbook spell card. Wait, add both? 1 level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster type monster and 1 spellbook. So 1 spellcaster, 1 spellbook, gotcha. And then spell card from your deck to your hand, and then what you're saying is you can add Diabellstar. So what I'm getting from spellbook is that now you can have the Diabellstar package and do all the Snake Eye stuff, and also have Jowgen to floodgate your opponent out. Swell. So I mean, this pivots the end board a little bit, but shouldn't be that big of a deal. Reveal 3 spellbook cards in hand. Special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can bash 1 spellbook spell from your hand or greater, then target 1 card out the field. Destroy that target. So that would be how you destroy Star Hall, I guess. Cool. I guess. So, okay. I don't really have any idea how you're supposed to, like, special summon any of these cards, like, realistically. So, the best way I can see to play this is just to normal summon one of these guys, and use these guys as your normal summon to get into Diabellstar. That's about all I see, so. Synergy-wise, I don't see this being, like, that great with a lot of things, because, from what I can tell, a lot of the spellbook stuff, unless I'm missing something, requires you to normal summon. That or you have to be heavily playing spellcasters, so it seems like really potentially bricky if you were to play with like non-spellcasters, but yeah. Otherwise, it looks like out of the 3 like different like engines we looked at today, this is probably the best one. But all I can like imagine doing with this is just spamming out Diabellstar, unfortunately. But I mean, you do have copies of like cards that are pretty useful, like Magician Souls and Illusion of Chaos that you can run with this. So for spellcaster only kind of like deck, a lot of these cards could go pretty hard, I think. So yeah, that's all I really got to say. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.